morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another edition of Choppin It Up with Ramel. No notes, straight from the throat. Hey, I appreciate you tuning in on this Friday morning, but what an NCAA tournament it was yesterday. What a day it was in college basketball. You couldn't ask for anything better. Of course, you get your occasional blowout. You get two nail-biters down to the final seconds, as always. And then you have your upset. What a night. What a way to kick off the Sweet 16. And it should only get better tonight, especially with the matchup between UCLA and Kentucky. Oh, it should be a dandy of a ball game tonight. Let me tell you, folks. But what a night it was. I tried to watch as much as I can. That late game, I wasn't able to see it. I gotta admit. But what a night of college basketball. And let's start with the Gonzaga and the West Virginia game. This one was for the taking for West Virginia to upset the number one Gonzaga seed. I thought West Virginia was going to pull it off. I going into the game, I thought Gonzaga was just far the better team. I thought Gonzaga would actually cruise through this win with a comfortable 8 to 10 point win. But I did not know it was going to come down to the final seconds of this ball game. And it's just a tremendous game, a tremendous effort. And I got to tell you this. For the most part, Gonzaga used a balanced attack. They really did. They used a balanced attack. West Virginia just kept coming and coming. And one thing we know about a Bob Huggins team, and whether it's University of Cincinnati or University of West Virginia, they're always going to be well coached and well prepared. And there was nothing different from that than last night. They were well coached and well prepared. How clutch was Jordan Matthews for Gonzaga? He had been on the bench for 4.5 minutes due to foul trouble. 4.5 minutes being on the bench, your sweat dries up, not knowing you're going to go back into the game. And when he does, he finds himself at the three-point line and hits the biggest shot of his career to help seal the deal for Gonzaga to advance to the Elite Eight. How big was that shot? Tremendous. Tremendous for the young man to step up to the plate and just bomb away. Tremendous. But I got to question Carter for West Virginia. There's no way with 9.5 seconds left, you have the ball, 10 seconds left. You don't find a way to get the ball off or get a pass up earlier to get a shot off. It's no way. You're down 3. You know what you got to do. It's a 3-point line. I credit Gonzaga. They defended well. But you got to get a shot up. You have to get the ball up to the basket. And I don't know what to say about that. I didn't check to see if Carter is a senior or was a freshman. But that, you can't enter the pros with those kind of mistakes. Only Chris Webber was able to enter the pros with a college mistake such as something similar to that when he called timeout and really went on and had a great career. But these are the little things that you practice. You got to get a shot up. I've never been in that situation. I never played college basketball. Maybe it's nerves. I don't know. Maybe it was the defense. Maybe it was just the defense. But as a point guard and a leader of this team, and for the most part, Carter had a great game. He drained a couple of threes in the second half. That was clutch. But you got to find a way to get this shot up. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. If you don't want to shoot it, pass it up early. I actually thought that West Virginia blew their chances by coming down in their final possession and just bombing away for 3 and not going for the easy 2 and maybe fouling again. In that possession, they had 2 offensive rebounds. I mean, this started with about 28 seconds on the clock that they shot, got 2 offensive rebounds, and it came down to maybe 9.5 seconds, 10 seconds with the ball in the hand of Carter, their leader. and could not get a shot up nor get a pass off with time on the clock for that individual to get a shot off. It just was poor execution down the stretch. Nevertheless, a great game, a great finish. But again, on one end of the court, you had a guy that failed to get a shot off or get a pass off to the person that could get a shot off. And on the other hand, you had a guy that came off the bench, sweat drained. It just no sweat on him at all. And his teammates had the confidence and the presence of mind to give him the ball while he was open in the left-hand side of the three-point range. And cool, calm, and collective nails it, drains it. And now it was a big shot. It put them up by 2, and then they wound up hitting a free throw later to put the game up by 3. And Gonzaga moves on and a nail biter. But that's what the Sweet 16 is about, folks. It's exactly that. That is what the Sweet 16 is about. It comes down to it. And with these one-and-done tournaments like this, where one game playoff, winner goes on, loser goes home, that's what it's about, folks. It really is. It really is. In other action, you had Oregon. Number 3 Oregon. Yes, number 3 Oregon against number 7 Michigan. Michigan coming in as one of the Cinderella teams. Had a nice little story behind them. Looks like they was going to have an opportunity to win. But Oregon holds them off 69-68. And Oregon was led by Dorsey. He had 20. And then Bell, he had 16 and 13 rebounds. Very good game. Very entertaining game. Michigan, they were led by Irvin and there was another player there. He had 20 points and Irvin had 19. But the story here was Michigan had a chance to win. And again, just like in the previous game, West Virginia, players have to know the situation. They have to know not only the clock, they need to know the score. They need to know the situation. This is not football where you got a helmet on and you got an earpiece in there and the offensive coordinator or the head coach is talking in there. You have to know that if you're not coming out of a timeout situation, you have to be a coach on the court, especially the point guard. You have to know the situation. I thought that Michigan went about this badly. Instead of pulling up for a step back 3 in this situation to try to win the game down by 1, why not go to the basket, draw the foul, and maybe seal it on the line? I just thought that was a bad play. I can't remember the guard's name who took the last shot in the game. But in this case here, there was plenty of time to take the ball to the hole. In this case here, if it's a hard drive, chances are you're going to get fouled. And you go to the line and you seal it, worst case scenario, or everybody collapse on you. The ball comes off the weak side for a rebound, and one of your guys happen to get a putback. I just thought that the execution of the three-point shot for the final basket there, where down by 1, was a crucial mistake. You got to go to the hole. You're down 1. You can try to win the game, but you can win it on a layup, not a step-back three-pointer. I just thought that was a difficult shot. And here's the thing. I was talking to a good buddy of mine, Jay Black. It doesn't surprise me because we live in an era where three-point shots has dominated the game. I mean, on a 3-on-1 fast court break, you got 2 wingmen going to the corners for threes, opposed to going to the basket for possibly a lob or a layup. If DeAndre Jordan or Blake Griffin is not on that 3-on-1 break, and possibly LeBron, these guys are running to the three-point line. Instead of going to the hole, getting that lob or the layup or the dunk, they're running for the three-point shot. And that's the era we live in, that down by 1, the guard is driving, and opposed to going to the basket, he's going to do a step-back 3. No, You got to go to the basket with that. You got to go to the basket with that. So on that note, I believe that Michigan, that was just a mistake there. And if they had a timeout, they needed to call them. But nevertheless, Oregon holds off Michigan. Oregon used the balance attack. That's a high-flying offense over there. Oregon's a good-looking team. The Ducks get to swim on once again. It looked like the pond was running out of water a little bit there, but they get to swim on. They held off Michigan, and what a game it was! What a game it was! And again, the two nail biters. You have 4 games, 2 nail biters, 1 upset, and a blowout. You can't ask for anything more than that in the Sweet 16. And speaking of the blowout, Kansas over Purdue. Let me tell you something about Purdue. Purdue got 2 big guys. Swanigan, he could do it from the inside. He showed a little range, hit a couple of 3-point shots. Then they got the big guy, 7'2", 290 hard. I mean, it just, if they had any guard play, they had any guard play, a point guard, that maybe can get his own shot when they need it, or can settle down the offense, or just any point guard that is a top 15 player in this league, they have a chance. But without that guard play and the way Kansas play on the wing, they don't have a chance. Let me tell you something. Josh Jackson is going to be a player in the next league, in the next level. In the NBA. I would be very surprised if he is a bust. I think he comes in and in the right situation, we're looking at the next Kawhi Leonard and maybe flashier. This guy had it all. He has the frame, he has the ability, the athleticism, he has the defense, he has the offense, he can shoot it from the outside, he can go to the basket, create his own shot. He can finish on the break. He defends with the best of them. I see him on small players. I see him on Swanigan. This guy could do it all. If someone picks him number 1 in the draft, I understand. I really do. The guy is a phenomenal player, and at this young age and at this level, you can't ask for anything greater or better. Great job by this young man here. He's going to be a star. But it's just not him. It's just not him. You got the point guard, Mason III, doing it up. I believe he had 26 points last night. I mean, Josh Jackson had 15 and 13 rebounds. But he had 26. Graham, he had 26. I believe Lick came off the bench. He might have had 14. It's just a balanced attack over there. But this Kansas team, they look special last night. They look like they could be going back to the finals. And for them to do that, in the Final Four, they would have to beat UCLA. I think UCLA and Kansas, hold on. That is an old school Laker game. It's showtime with those 2 teams if they should meet. But what a performance by Kansas. They exposed the weakness and they just ran with it. And that weakness was whenever Purdue went to the big guys at the same time on the court, and I gotta give credit to Charles Barkley. He called that one, but whenever they put those 2 in there, they just exploited it and they ran on them, and they couldn't keep up with them. They could not keep up. If this was the old days where it was pounding inside, maybe Purdue has a chance to move on, but not in this new league where it's perimeter play. Kansas just rolled over. And I'm going to tell you something. I'll touch on that later about Bill Self. I like Bill Self. But what a performance by Kansas. What a performance by Kansas. Now, the upset of the night. I don't know anyone who would have had Xavier at this point. They are the true Cinderella team. A number 11 seed going into the Elite 8. Knocking off the number 2 Arizona team, another high-flying team. They used the balance attack. They won by 2. I believe the score was, it don't matter what the score was. But they won by 2. They used the balance attack. I don't know who's on the Xavier team. I thought the Big East was dead. I really did. I didn't realize that they sent 7 teams to the tournament. This reconstruction in the Big East team, I don't know who all the teams are, but it looks like it's the Catholic League with the St. John's, the Seton Halls, the Villanovas, Creighton, Xavier. That's 5 that I know off the top of my head that went. But it's a 7. Well, that St. John's didn't go. But there was 7 teams from the Big East that went, and Xavier is the one that's standing. What a great job. Number 11 team. And like I said, balanced attack. I didn't see it coming, but they're there now. And you better rest assured that you better get some rest for them because they're coming. They're trying to get to the Final Four to continue the Cinderella march. But again, you can't ask for a better night of college basketball between some top teams in the Sweet 16. 2 nail-biters, 1 blowout, and 1 upset. That's college basketball for you. I want to touch on Bill Self, and then I want to touch on the TNT crew. Bill Self is one of the best college coaches in the game right now. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. He's got a championship under his belt. He gets some of the best college basketball, some of the best high school athletes to come to his school. He's always consistent. He's always around that Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final Four, just about every year. And you can make the case that this Kansas team can win it all. You can make the case. I have UCLA winning it all. In order for Kansas to get there, they're going to have to either play UCLA, Kentucky, or North Carolina. Whoever they play, that could be a finals matchup. I just happen to like UCLA. I'm riding the wave of Lonzo Ball. But this Kansas team is loaded. They're loaded. They got guard play, perimeter play. They are loaded. And they're well coached by Bill Self. And I got to give Bill Self a lot of credit. He's probably one of the top coaches in the college ranks today. I don't know how much recognition he gets, but he deserves a lot. I want to touch on the TNT crew. There was a comment that Charles Barkley made with the Purdue game, Purdue and Kansas game, which I agree with him. But to me, they're doing a disservice to Barkley and Kenny Smith. They should show some college games on TNT throughout the course of the year and allow these two to get familiar with some of the players. When I watch that crew there, and believe me, I think Kenny Smith does an admirable job, and Barkley, on his face, it just looks like he's trying. And not to say he's doing a bad job, but you can see he's just trying. Kenny Smith is a little bit more familiar with some of the product. It looks like he's a little bit more in tune with high school ball players, so he seems to know a little bit more than Barkley. But when they're sitting up there with perhaps, in my estimation, one of the best college guru basketball analysts in Clark Kellogg, it's night and day up there, folks. It is night and day. Clark Kellogg doesn't look challenged by them. He doesn't look threatened by them. In fact, he looks like he's lounging as he speaks because he knows that nothing he can say is going to be threatened or challenged by these guys. And not that it is a competition, not that it's a battle or anything like that, or who's going to shine or who's going to do the best. No, it's nothing like that. It's just that his level of comfort is through the roof, knowing that he's not up against someone who can check him. And you know, it's just, again, he's just so comfortable. I was watching him during one of the games at halftime, And he was just leaning back in his chair and just spitting jewels and dropping knowledge. And I'm like, oh, okay. And meanwhile, you could just see it on Barkley's face how he was just trying to make sure he ain't saying nothing that's wrong. You know, Barkley's comfort zone is the NBA. Kenny Smith's comfort zone is the NBA. But again, I think Kenny Smith may be involved in some camps or something like that. Maybe he has some children about that age, so I don't know. But he just looked a little bit more comfortable and more knowledgeable than Chop. But I think that if you're going to have the TNT crew on there, I think that you should give them a couple of college games throughout the year so that they're familiar with some of these players and they don't have to do a last-minute studying or last-minute cramming for that final exam. That's what I think. And Chris Webber and Reggie Miller, these guys are doing phenomenal jobs as analysts of the game while the games was watching. I got to applaud Chris Webber. He was getting on the officials about how long it was taking to review a game, how you taking away the momentum from the players. The game is played by the players. It's not. We don't come here to watch a review to take 5 minutes. Let's get this game going. You know, I really appreciate what he said. I didn't think he was disrespectful or anything like that. He just showed passion for the game, and he made it felt. And I have to commend him. I really have to commend him. So good job, Chris Webber. Before I close, I got to touch on the NBA. Couple of games of importance last night. Toronto beats Miami. Derozan puts up another 40 points. Miami suffers a loss. They still remain intact in the 8th spot, Miami. However, they're just a game above Chicago and Detroit. So that is coming down to the wire with less than 10 games to go. Look for that to be a good contested finish. I think Miami is going to pull out. But the only thing with Miami is that that's a young team. Derozan might be the most quality veteran. Is he big enough or is he at the point in his career where he could just put a team on his back and be clutched down the stretch and will this team into the playoffs? Or is it Eric Spoelstra being the chess player that he is and putting pieces in the right place and getting success from it? I think it's going to have to be a combination of both. But at the end of the day, no matter what the coaches draw up, players have to execute. So I gotta put the responsibility on Dragic. He's got to will them there. He's got to. Spoelstra did his job. He got them in a position to be there. Now it's on the players. It is on the player, and it's Dragic. He has to do it. On the West, the Knicks continue their tanking. Last night they sit out Carmelo. They sit out Derrick Rose. They throw Portland a bone. Portland goes out there at home, beats the Knicks. They climb within a game of Denver, who was idle last night. But here's the thing. Dallas beats the Clippers, and they climb 2 games within Denver. So that is, and then you have New Orleans, that is 3 games behind Denver. So this could be a 4-team fight for the 8th spot. So keep an eye on that. But nevertheless, Portland put themselves in a position to get closer to Denver with a good win over New York. So this NBA, it ain't over yet. It's just that right now the NCAA is just taking over. And yesterday I did not get a chance to speak with you guys. But how about USA and the WBC? Pulled off a astounding win, just pure domination. 8-0 against Puerto Rico. First time that USA has captured the World Baseball Classic. What a great run by this USA team. So kudos to them as spring training is beginning to narrow down, and we'll probably see the start of baseball in about 10 days or so. But that's going to do it for my show. Happy start to your weekend. Everybody be safe. Peace and blessings. I'll see you in 24. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy the rest of the games tonight. This is Ramel. We're chopping it up with Ramel. No notes, straight from the throat. Y'all be good. See ya soon.